when you think of the conventional family or just friends, people that I know, and I see how they family interact, stuff that they do, they choose to spend time with my family versus me spend time with my family. It's more like we working together. Like we doing it from a work. That's like our form of spending time together. And how do you feel like entrepreneurship has affected like the dynamic of like the family?
Well, one thing when you get ready to do stuff like that, first of all, you always have to ask yourself, what are you doing it for and who are you doing it for? So once you get that part together, and you already know if you got a family, if you by yourself, that's fine. You just do you. But if you got a family, you got to figure out how can you do that for the family and with the family. And so that's what we chose to do. Everything that we did, any adventure that we decided to take on, we wanted to do it with family. So we had y'all there, and that way, it wasn't like we were going off to do something and left y'all behind. We were going off to do it together, and that way we felt like we were pouring into both ends.
Yeah, I think that's interesting because a lot of careers people go doing, but it's like you absent of the family.
Right.
Like even now in a career, well, music, the landscape of music is different now, but maybe back in the day, it's like you say you with somebody famous and they got these contractual obligations that they got to do, athletes, whatever, and they gone, but they family can't really. Like if you're in the NBA or something, you playing 82 games, you at home half of them, you away half of them. Your kids in school, like you just, you gotta at some point you
check
gotta be
in
away
from
from
a
your
distance.
family, right? Versus, I think we was trained. And I say we, I just mean like our family as a whole was trained that just was the way. Like that was our way of it was just working. But then I look back, I'm like, you got other families, they doing family vacations, and we did do that some, but just like a game night, and we did do some of that. Maybe not as much.
Right.
And I'm just like, I was just in my brain is trained like this was just how it's supposed to be. And I think that's why now the way that I move with the music, everything is everyone inclusive because that's just how we operate. But I feel like that ain't even. I don't want to say that's just the number. I think that's the best of it. But is it any? I don't want to say regret, but is it any moments or something that you wish we would have did something else or like could have did better or?
Well, at some point in time, well, like I said, first of all, y'all were, besides your sister, everybody was at a good age to where we'd done all them things which you were talking about, which like you said, we continued to do them. If there was a holiday.
For me, we did them. But I mean, Zoe coming up, she hit an age. It's been 15 years. She ain't but 18. So a lot of them years was when the work started.
Now,
well, that's 15. That's just the jury.
So she
go
never
Brown
really.
Planet.
So when we get into Brown Planet, that's 10 years.
10 years
of her life, and so she was probably
more than half.
Half
more
of her
than
life.
Half.
But at that particular time, you got to think about Brown Planet has grown over the years. So like it was a certain time where it was at its peak, and that's when you probably remember a lot of the work. But it started out decent. Every year it grew. But so like some of those years, you can't really count them because we were still trying to figure out what was going on. But throughout those years, like I said, you still had the trips, you still had the gathering, you still had all of those things because we had the extra income that was coming in to kind of pour into that. And so we would take time to go and celebrate and do this and that throughout that time. And I feel like we communicated well to y'all that, hey, this is what we're doing and this is how you reap the benefits of what we're doing. I think y'all could see, well, we working like this, but there's benefit from it.
Nah, I get that. And that's just the fact of the matter. But I think when I think back, the memories that I got is working together.
Because that's your most recent memories.
Right. Well, yeah, that's my most recent memory, or what I'm just recall off my head. I can't remember some of the trips because they were just so long or young ago. But
My
but
bad, I
what's
stepped on this toe.
more, but what's more prominent in my memory, like I said, is the working together,
And I
not
bet
the
you,
vacation aspect.
I
of
bet
it.
you that stands out because that's where you at right now. That's the time in your life where you done plugged into that because what we instilled in y'all, like you now it's a focus because you using all of that energy to do what you doing. But if you wasn't really focused on that, you could probably see that there was way more going on. I got tons of pictures in the memory box to
Yeah.
show you over the years what we done. But I think this time of your life where you at, you just reflecting back, and that's what you reflecting upon because that's the season where you
Well,
are,
yeah,
and
maybe so.
that's just kind of what
Just
you
kinda
see.
ha-
Because you find yourself in a certain situation, and now when you look back, you like, okay, this where I got this from, but you can't
Yeah.
remember there was other stuff going. You can't forget that there were other stuff going on
I
too.
mean, I'm not. I know we wouldn't play. That's why I don't like going to Destin because it's like that was just the run
And
to
that was
spot.
that was the run to spot when we was just that was just a quickie, but we
But
done been
see-
several places.
But this my point though. They so long ago, it kind of slowed down at a certain
Yeah,
age.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I don't. If we did stuff when I was 8, I may not remember that. I just may never remember that. You can show me the pictures, but I just won't remember
Yeah,
that.
but I bet you
So-
remember we was at every game of yours. We was at every when
I
I said
mean-
when you had something we ain't never
Oh
missed
yeah,
it.
that ain't what I mean though. Yeah, that and that stuff you kind of take for granted too, because everybody, family ain't involved in their stuff. That's kind of one of them things. Like, y'all was present. I ain't saying
Oh.
like I would count that
Yeah,
as
yeah,
being just
yeah,
being
I'm just
present.
saying, yeah.
I ain't saying that. I'm saying like when I could say people would go back to like a vacation, like, man, my family used to go to this retreat every year.
Yeah.
That ain't what the memory I get. It's like me and my family used to make that money. but I get
and then I will go back to every time we go on a trip. You and Zoe, y'all love hotels, so y'all just get in the bed and jumping out. Like I still have all of
Yeah, I
those
remember
memories
all
of,
that.
of all that.
and
But,
I get that's younger, but at a certain age it cut off and it transformed into work, and that became like the new family bonding activity.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes like, dang, we ain't go on. We kind of stopped going on vacations, but we just started doing other things together. And I mean, it's good that you get it together. You compromise. Like, it's one thing to go on vacation and working together. Both things you doing
Yeah,
together. So
yeah.
that's the good part about it. That ain't what I'm tripping on. It's just like, dang. Now it's like I'm working to go back and do the vacations that
Yeah, you wanted more.
Right, wanted more. So now it's like I got some of it and it was cool, but then it transformed into work. Now what I'm doing is to go back to where it ain't just the work. It's like
Right.
we just on some chilling, have fun. Like it's great to be
Right. Yeah.
with your family and doing anything.
Yeah. So I guess the question you said is, would I go back and change something? Now, when it comes down to work, now let me just go ahead and say I ain't lazy. That
Yeah.
I'm not, and I don't necessarily love working all the time. The only thing I do love is just having a drive for where I'm trying to go or where I'm trying to take us. And so that drive allows me to keep working. I love vacations. Love them.
Right.
That's why we went. Like I said, I love vacations. I love to travel. I love to do all of that. And so there was a season when we could do all of that. And then now we're in this season, been going on a while, where
I mean,
we
the
are
last 8
building up, storing up for hopefully a lifetime of that. And
Right.
so that's the difference. So when we decided, hey, we just blowing money, like we going on vacations and we doing trips with money we barely had.
Right.
And so we wanted a better life. Hey, we want to be able to go on a trip. We don't want to eat at McDonald's when we go on a
Right.
trip. We don't want to stay in this hotel where we got to close our
I
eyes
swear.
and try to see what's.
I don't like to
we,
go places
we,
just to
we
be
don't,
there.
We don't want to do that. We want to be able to go and really enjoy it. We don't want to go take y'all and say, hey, don't ask for nothing when we
Right.
get there. Like that's not what true vacation is all about. And so this whole process of the working, like I said, this is hopefully going to lead us to, because see, life ain't over yet.
Oh, of course.
And like I said, we just in a season, but there's going to be another season where that's what we doing, and it's on us,
Yeah.
and we ain't worried about that. We fronting the hotels, the
Right.
food, whatever we trying to do, the festivities, and so it just patience.
No, I see that. That's what I'm saying. I think that's the interesting dynamic, because obviously, when people say you have fun now and be working hard later, or you work hard now,
Right.
you have fun later.
Right.
Just the perks of it was being able to work towards something together, so you're not missing no time with your
Right,
family.
right.
Do I wish that we was working when I was with my family? Heck no.
No,
That's
right.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Not like an absence of not being present, nothing like that. It's just you look back and it's like, man, I would like my first memory to be when we was at the beach and
Right.
somebody fell. Not when my feet were hurting because we was
When I
working
was
at
at the
wedding.
wedding and I
Yeah,
was
my feet, man, my feet were hurting. That's what I'm saying. Like the first memory need to be don't need to be no working ball. But I like it just because, like I said, it's an interesting thing.
Oh yeah.
A lot of families ain't built like that, and you got to see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And it also make everything more like I don't know the word, not doable, seem doable, but I don't know, it just make the support system stronger.
And I think what you'll see though, when you get older, like I said, all the work that we've done, we may not be able to benefit from it all, but I think that you'll see that your
Nah, we gonna
kids,
benefit
like
from
it's gonna change the generation of curses, because
Oh,
you'll see
for
your
real.
kids and all of that, then they won't have to. They probably won't even have to work
Yeah, well,
at all
they
to
gonna have
get to
work.
where they going.
They gonna have to work.
We gotta instill a
They
little
gonna-
work
they
into
gonna-
them.
a lot of work. They gonna have to work.
It ain't nothing wrong with a good work ethic.
They gonna have to work.
But they might not have to work as hard, and they may be able to enjoy more trips. But somebody got to put the work
Yeah,
in.
somebody got to put the work in.
So we
That's funny,
putting the
'cause-
work in.
Cause that's what I was saying. I was talking to Bill at the barbershop. He was like, bro, what you trying to do, like with throwing the show and stuff? Somebody else done had the idea before,
Oh yeah.
but it took time and for somebody to have the opportunity to be able to make it happen. So it's like the people that came before me had the idea. Time went by, whatever opportunity presents itself. Now I'm actually putting it into fruition, and somebody after me gonna come back hopefully and do it better.
Yeah. Oh,
So I get
yeah.
it. That's kind of like how we doing it. It's like I get it. It really wasn't. That wasn't our like fate.
Yeah.
Our the cause we was there. So it's like we had to do that to be afloat on. Because, and another thing you can see. I mean, this just go back to a comparison. I don't even want to get into that, but you would like to do all your stuff in your 20s.
Oh yeah.
You know
no
what I'm saying?
doubt.
You want to
No
do it
doubt.
early. But like I said, that ain't necessarily the cards. You just be grateful for the fact that we was able to do it as a family.
Oh, yeah.
Get this bread. And that's cool. I like that because it turned you, it taught me work. You get to see that you got to put in this work, and I just got to do it with the people I like. Honestly, I feel like it don't matter what you're doing, as long as you're doing whatever with the people that you want to do it with. It make anything better. Like even if it's something that I hate to do, like working with, I'm at least with my family. So it's
And
like
you wouldn't turn in no W-2 either. You were putting that straight in your pocket, going straight,
Oh, yeah, see, that's
going straight to
yeah.
your bank account.
I wouldn't even think about no W-2 then. But it's just like, but nah, for real, it's like I don't like to do this. It's like, man, I despise doing this. But then after it's over, I'll be like, well, or at least now I can reflect, be like, well, at least I got to do it, at least I got to do something I hate with the people I like to do.
Gotta find the good out of it.
Yeah, it's like,
and you gotta admit now, it is a lot of work, but now when you are amongst friends and family and people that you know, it makes it a little bit better.
yeah, it do make it better.
Definitely make it
make it
better.
all the way better.
Don't make it feel like it's a real job, even though it's real work.
Right now, yeah, it takes some of the working aspect of it, and and cause you get to see it grow too.
And we do have some good laughs and some good memories.
For sure.
Some weddings.
For sure. Cause I know working at the job, it's like when you with your coworkers, you know, it's not your family. So it's just like, even if I was working my regular job and it was with my family, like it would make it more like, yeah. I think that's my biggest drive, like with the music, is to, cause even like I say, you miss out so many times chasing a dollar to do what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Even though we was chasing the dollar together, I didn't miss out on the time.
Right.
But doing what I wanted to do with the time.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I wanted to be at the beach in the time.
Yeah.
At least we was together working hard. And so now that's the big, like I said, the bigger drive.
Well, what you do with that money though?
What money?
When you made money from the weddings, what you do with that money?
Man, I don't know. That came. I mean, we talking a year. We talking 10 years.
Years.
I done did a lot of different things.
Did you ever take any of that money and go on a trip? Or use it for, like, how did you use your money? I'm just saying, like, over time
Now that I've been doing music, I actually, so over the last over the last 2 or 3 years, I've been doing less weddings because I just been having other stuff happening with that. But before then, probably tricking it off. Yeah, blowing it off because less responsibility. Like honestly, I don't even. I never remember the last wedding that I worked. So when y'all
it's been a minute now.
When y'all ask, you be like, you remember such and such wedding? I'd be like, no, I don't be trying to remember the wedding because I'm doing it for the money. I don't be wanting to do it. So when I do it, it's completely out of. If somebody asked me about the wedding that I did yesterday,
you ain't gonna remember.
I don't know. I'm not trying to keep that memory. Unless something crazy happened, I'm not remembering it. I just remember suffering through it for the damn check. Yeah, I'm like, man, I'm tired of this. It's like, bruh.
So let's talk about how you really feel about this day. Like, so it's just now time to talk about it. So you got PTSD, you scarred from it.
I ain't scarred from it, just I ain't want to do it. But it's like the check cool. But see, this what make me want to work harder, because it's like I should be working this hard for this amount of money. Like,